Hey there, and welcome back to Cosmic Crypto. This video we're going to be talking about Litecoin, LTC. Let's go. Okay, welcome back to the channel. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please go down below, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. While you're down there, if you could tap the like button, that'd be great too. All right, let's get into this. Weekly time frame for Litecoin. I've been talking about this for quite a while now, actually. Let me clean my chart up here just a tiny bit. There we go. So I've been talking about how Litecoin is, to me, been looking very similar to back in 2018 in December. We had the rise to the top. We had the fall. We created what looked to be like a bear flag. If you discount all this move to the upside, it started to look like a bear flag, also like a W pattern. We've created higher lows every single time we come down. And this one right here, we had a rise to the top. We came back down. It started to look like a bear flag, but now it's looking more like a W pattern. And I've been waiting, just waiting for this candle right here, which was back in 2018, which got us into the cloud. And then we held support, and then we came up and had a nice move to the upside. Well, we had that candle originally right here, and then we had FTX right here. But out of all the crypto coins out there, or not all of them, but a lot of them, Litecoin held up pretty well. And so we had that big drop, but then it had a big buy up, and then we held, and we even closed this candle inside the, close to inside the cloud. Yeah, barely. But anyway, doesn't matter, because now we've got that big candle coming up. And it's hitting right now, getting rejected off the 50 EMA on the weekly time frame. And if that is going to play out similar to this right here, that would actually bring us all the way to the 50 EMA right up here. And, you know, I don't know actually what's going to play out, how it's going to play out here. Let's just look at some of the oscillators here. So the RSI, it tried to get, actually, okay, so with this candle right here, the one that I thought was going to be the one to break us out, came up to the 50 on the RSI, got rejected, and now, a couple weeks later, we finally broke above the 50, which is a really good sign, in my opinion. We also have the trend directional moving above the 50 as well, and I actually could see a bit of a retracement happening here, coming back down to retest this level right here, which was resistance here, and big resistance right here. And we finally broke above. Now we need to come back down and retest this area right here, which is roughly around the 68, 64 level. So about $10 drop from where we're at right now. I do see that possibly happening. But you know, I'm not really sure actually. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure, because over here, and I'm not going to say it's going to play out exactly like this, but once we got up to that 50 EMA, we kind of stayed up here for a couple weeks, and then we finally had a blast above. Now we did come back down to retest it, and then we had another final move to the upside. And I'm not saying it's going to play out exactly, but so far it's been playing out pretty well, just on a longer time frame. It's taken a lot more weeks than it did before. But I've been saying this previously, that I do believe that we're coming up to roughly $125, maybe a little bit higher, 140. And I do think that there is a chance that we get a rejection. And from support and resistance levels, I do think that probably around 130, right at the, just above the, probably wick to the 130, get a body candle close around the 50 line of this sideways channel that we've been dancing in. Now, I don't know. I also have been hearing of some interesting news from Litecoin that's supposed to be coming out. Michael Saylor came out and said that Litecoin's probably the next best thing to Bitcoin. So people are saying that that's what's pumping Litecoin. But I mean, in the charts, I've been watching this before Michael Saylor said anything, saying that the chart was about to pump. And so there is that. Michael Saylor said that, and then all of a sudden I hear BitBoy Crypto talking about how he thinks that his bill that he's trying to pass is going to, you know, benefit Litecoin more than almost any other coin out there or something like that. So, I mean, in the next few weeks, which is what it's going to take for us to get up to the center line, who knows? If we get some good solid news coming out of the Litecoin, maybe we finally get up to the $400 range and we just blast right through this center heart line here of this channel. I mean, I was originally expecting us to come up to the channel, fall back down, create a higher low, kind of like what we did right in this area right here. Looks like we found the 618, fell below it just a little bit, and then came back up. But then I think this was the COVID crash, and then we came up again. But so I wasn't originally expecting that, but with this could all be news driven, really. So once we get up to this area, we need to really pay attention to a possible rollover, look for some divergences happening, possibly in the charts, kind of like this one right here. So we had this divergence happen right here. We had a higher high on the RSI. We had a high right here on the RSI. We had a high right here. Then we had a higher high on the price action, but a lower high on the RSI. And that kind of played out for 3 drives, 1, 2, maybe 4, 3, 4. And we had 4 drives to the upside. And then we finally, that divergence played out and we fell. But pay attention to that around the heart line here, which is, not too far away. But if we break right through this thing, and then we can come back and retest this as support, which would be retesting, this area right here as support, and then we can continue on to the upside, kind of like what we did right over here. So if we break above it, come back down, retest it as support, and then move to the upside, we need to pay attention right there. If we end up doing something like this and we create, some kind of reversal stuff happening here, and we finally end on the weekly time frame, we get a crossover of the RSI crossing over the moving average here, that might be telling me that we're going to be falling down a little bit, but we just need to pay attention. So far, so good. Everything's playing out. It's taking about 1, 2, 3 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks, or 2.5 weeks longer than I expected, but it's still playing out. We are creating those higher lows. It looks like we're moving higher to the upside. Litecoin on my charts over here is up 11.5%, which is higher than just about anything I got on the right-hand side here, except for this guy, man, 45%. But yeah, so pay attention to Litecoin. We're making moves. I do believe that there is a chance that we get a rejection from where we're at and we come back down to like the $68 level. Also, what that would do is on the RSI, that would allow us to come back down and retest the 50 level on the RSI as support and then move on to the upside. So that's kind of a quick update on Litecoin. If you like what you saw here, please subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and do all that other stuff. And just remember, I'm not a financial advisor, just a dude on his computer. Talk to you later.